Hello to all the geek enthusiasts and nerd aficionados. This is Mest 5150 with MaliceCast, back for another episode for you. And guess what, guys? 2 weeks, San Diego Comic-Con is coming, and we're going to be talking about it. Let's get really quick to what we're going to be discussing today. We're going to go into a little bit of nerd news, not really as in-depth as usual because we have so much Comic-Con to talk about. And then we're going to talk about the results on the current Nerd Fight panel, which was the best Doctor Who companion team, and who's winning that and whatnot. Then we're going to get right into it, start talking about the panels for Thursday of Comic-Con, the panels for Friday of Comic-Con, what looks exciting, what are little kind of treasures that we found diving through everything. And lastly, we're going to go into the new Nerd Fight to help promote towards D23 starting next week, which is going to be Best Animated Character by Disney itself. So I hope you guys enjoy that. But before we get into that, let's talk about who's here on the panel today. So you have myself, Mess5150. We also have our other co-host, Mr. Bcon.
What up?
Your surroundings look a little different.
Yeah, I'm casting from a hotel room. It's my wife and I. So shout out to my wife of 15 years now. So I love you, baby. Like, it's been a awesome journey. And a little tidbit for everybody that Jack Malice and Mrs. Malice actually got married on the exact same day that we did. So
copy that.
Little tidbit.
And your kids are the plan is your kids to get married too, so you can have them get married on the same day.
Yes.
Just make a trifecta. Okay. Also along with us on the cast, we have the beard, the legend, Mr. BigPapaMatt.
Hey everybody, how's it going out there? Welcome back. Glad to see you. How you doing?
And you have the same same background surroundings, so you're not as enticing.
I just have a new friend, so I usually have the Flash here running across the screen, but I got my Cactar in, so he's a good guy. What's up, Robert? How you doing, Turds? He says.
Oh, hey, Robert. We also have back with us, who wasn't able to join last week because of some issues, Mr. Igor.
Hey, good evening. I have a new coffee mug.
Hey, there we go. Adding something new.
It counts.
And lastly, SuperwhovianFreak. She paying attention? Oh, she's on mute again. Hit that mute button.
Muted.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row. So, before we get into the nerd news, like we start every week with a what are you playing, what are you watching, anything exciting new. I myself, as I've been going back through my my library of games that I haven't gotten to play before, I went back and started Walking Dead Season 2 of the Telltale games and absolutely am loving it and replaying the chapters over and over to have different people die. So that's my playing, and then I'm trying to catch up on Preacher right now as well.
Slacker.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying, and then I got to catch up on Big Bang Theory for Comic-Con as well. But
oh my gosh,
Bcon, what are you playing? What are you watching?
Nerd card taken away.
Ouch.
I'm sorry. Did you ask?
Is that what you're playing?
Yeah.
That's
yeah, your nerd card. No, I'm getting into a little Rocket League. I know it's been out for it just had its 2-year anniversary, but I've been enjoying that game quite a bit. Still playing, not getting very far in the story mode, but having fun with it. Yeah.
Nice. I didn't even know there was a story mode to Rocket League.
No, story mode to Middle Earth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if
I don't know what type of story you would put to little remote control cars playing soccer.
Hey, and check it out. There's videos on this page right here. There's some videos of us playing online, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, go check them out.
Very addicting.
So with no spoilers, Mr. Matt, what are you watching? What are you playing?
I have the power. So I watched Spider-Man: Homecoming last night. But I've also been playing. I actually went back. I downloaded a bunch of games off the Steam sale for the summer Steam sale. You guys have got to check that out. That is ridiculous right now. So much good stuff. And then with Spider-Man: Homecoming, two things. Greatest MCU Spider-Man ever. Well, it's the first one. Never mind. Sorry. But actual, probably the best villain that's ever touched an MCU screen in that right there. So just going to drop that for you guys. Go watch it. If you haven't seen it, it's phenomenal.
That's planned to go see along with catching up for everything else. So,
it's so good.
What about you, Igor? Anything new that you've been playing or watching?
No, I'm playing. Basically, I'm playing my way through all the fun free stuff on PlayStation, and along with Crossout, it turns out that Dungeon Defenders 2 is pretty daggone enjoyable. Don't know how much really makes it stand out. Gameplay is pretty darn smooth, especially considering it was a PC port that was really not intended to be ported from PC until the last minute, and the art style is very, very Samurai Jack, like that. And I found Neil Blomkamp's new project, which I didn't even know he had until I was having a completely healthy and happy social life and surfing through YouTube, and found he's got short films that he's just putting out there for free on YouTube and Steam. And if you pick them up on Steam, you get production asset concepts, behind the scenes stuff, and they're really, really cool. Blomkamp is the chap behind Chappie and District 9, among others.
Yeah, so that's I keep forgetting about those. Yeah, he put them out on YouTube. I do want to check him out because he was trying to do Alien 5, and then they kind of put that back on the back burner, and he went into this type of stuff.
New additions to the chat room. We got Marley, Beth, Mr. Tim, Mr. Jack Mouse. You guys all might know him in there. But Jack is playing World of Warships. He says, "Get on it all."
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah, we actually have some video of that up on the channel too, if you guys haven't seen. So go check.
Hey,
go
Beth,
check out
Marley.
those channels.
You can't get them off
everybody.
the warships.
Welcome everybody. Let us know in the chat what you're playing and watching as well. Get in on the conversation so we can see what's going on. And the last person before we get into our nerd news, SuperwhovianFreak. I keep thinking of your Twitter.
I jumped in and started playing. Restarted up my old campaign for Skyrim just to jump in, and it was sitting there on the computer, and it said, "Play me. You haven't touched me in a while." Oh, that didn't sound right.
Phrasing.
Yeah, phrasing. That didn't sound right. So
the chat channel's playing World of Tanks and playing Dungeon Defenders 2. So if you wanna, there you go.
Nice. And I see Beth is crafting and sewing. That could be playing.
That's a good game too. That is a good game.
So,
killing cat.
Minecraft.
Let's get into the nerd news. I'm gonna start off on a sad note real quick, and just as a rest in peace, loving memory. Stan Lee, the wonderful creator of majority of our Marvel characters that we know and love, his wife of 69 years passed away at the age of 93 years old, Joan Lee. Yeah. So yesterday, and very sad. There are some really nice memorials to her by Marvel that released online and stuff. So everybody definitely check those out. But we do want to let it be known that our thoughts and prayers are with the Stan Lee and his family right now. Beyond that, sorry,
but I was just thinking he had actually stopped doing East Coast visits to conventions just this year because he felt like he wasn't spending enough time with her.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
That is sad.
Well, I'm going to Captain segue this real fast, but I know we were looking at panels, and obviously they have the Stan Lee panel that's coming up, kind of retrospective to him. I wonder how that's going to change now with his wife passing.
And that's what I've seen on Twitter, where people are like, they wouldn't be upset if he wasn't there. They completely understand it and stuff. It does look like an amazing panel, because it is him and Felicia Day and Adam Savage, and I mean, there's some really great people on that panel just talking nerd stuff. So
Heck of a mix.
I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't there due to it. But he is a man of business as well, so it wouldn't surprise me if he was there, and the standing ovation that he would get for being there, just because of the love that gets sent out. I did see a really, really cool little tidbit story about his meeting of Joan and on Twitter, and he talked about how when he was a young man in the Army, he would doodle and draw and stuff, and there was this one woman that he would draw all the time, and he got out of the Army, and one of his friends said, you need to go meet this girl if you want to get further into advertising and things like that. He went to go meet the girl, and the girl that he was supposed to meet didn't answer the door. However, this girl that was there that was a hat model for the girl he was supposed to meet answered the door instead, which he immediately jaw dropped, and he said it was the woman that he had been drawing for years, and he said something along the lines of "I love you," and he's like something like that. I don't know what it was exactly. And he's like, and I never met the girl I was supposed to meet there. I just met her. We ended up going out on a lunch date, and I think I asked her to marry me on the lunch date. So it was it was a love at first sight thing. So it is very, very endearing, and
That is so cool.
That is cool.
passing.
Yeah.
So, on a happier note, I know Bcon saw a cool little story about some video game news yesterday that he wanted to kind of drop on us.
And when I saw this, we have a little chat going on, and I threw it out to BigPapaMatt, like, Matt, you got to check this out. You got to check this out. So this went around on Reddit, and there's actually an article out there on For the Win, and it's Mark Turmel was one of the game developers for Midway who worked on NBA Jam. And so the story goes that Gary Payton had requested to be in the game. So Mark Turmel actually a mod of the game for Gary Payton. And in that, it actually includes a couple other people. So Gary Payton told him that King Griffey Jr. also wanted to be in the game. And, Michael Jordan also wanted to be in the game. So there is a mod version of NBA Jam out there somewhere. Please God, let somebody freaking has Gary Payton, King Griffey Jr., and Michael Jordan on it. Amazing.
I don't care if they get their hands on it or they just mod it themselves. But the fact that you had like the two biggest stars in all of sports, King Griffey Jr. and Jordan, on any type of same game, like even if Jordan got into like King Griffey Home Run Derby on Super Nintendo or something like that would have just been killer. The fact that that's just insane to me to hear that there's a version of that out there.
Well, I want them to mod it.
Official mod.
I want them to mod it and give me big head mode because I want big head Jordan.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing, though, is if they mod
And
it
his gigantic
nowadays,
tongue.
it's just going to be big head crying Jordan, like sad Jordan face, like him going around shooting the ball. So I guarantee that's what it'll be more than anything.
Oh, that's so good.
But he'd be on fire, draining threes from all over the court. That's for sure.
Duncan from half
Oh,
court.
man. Boom, shakalaka.
So earlier today, as of midnight, we got the release of Castlevania on Netflix. Has anybody checked it out yet?
Yes.
I have not. No, I
And the new title should not be Castlevania. It should be Don't Mess with Dracula's Wife.
Well, it's already renewed for a second season. So
Because I'm going to tell you, the S hits the fan real fast, real early when you mess with Dracula's wife. Whoa. It's bloody. It's beautiful. It's a little slow. I've gotten about 3 episodes in. It's a little slow right now, but wow. Yeah, Dracula got him a taste of that good love life. And,
well, to go along with that, the news that dropped on that, and we have an article, and the links will be below for that. Adi Shankar, the showrunner and producer of the show, announced his next project, and he is going to be doing an animated Assassin's Creed series. So to follow up with Netflix. So he's already partnered up with them on that. I know we had this discussion earlier, Matt, but I wanted them to kind of delve into the characters that are already there in that mythos, just to kind of create a foundation, you were saying something along the lines of go take that, make a new character.
Yeah, here's my thing though: is what's really cool about Assassin's Creed is if you guys have played the games, you're only one character in that game, but what you are is you're one character accessing your history and your genetics from your ancestors. And I think that's kind of the great story that you could tell is just stick on that one character that's now present day and time and have him accessing those memories and do a season at a time with someone else, but I think it'd be cool to try to see some other characters, maybe get some hints at some others. And maybe it's one of those things too, where maybe we get somebody who's not that main character with Enzo and Matthew and all those other guys, make it someone else who's also part of the Assassin's bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to see Enzo, but I think that's
we all he's a beautiful French man. We'd all love to see him. So. Or Italian, one of the I don't remember.
But let's get into the nerd fight so we can get into some Comic-Con news. So this week's nerd fight was the best Doctor Who and companion team. We got some votes from the fans outside of the channel to let us know who they wanted to be into it. We got a fan vote from the chat, and then we had our little votes into it. So our choices that we had were the 11th Doctor and River Song, 11th Doctor Amy Pond and Rory Williams, the 10th Doctor Donna Noble, Wilfred Mott, the 10th Doctor Rose and Jack Harkness, 7th Doctor and Ace, and 4th Doctor and Sarah Jane. So there was pretty much just a runaway with it. On Reddit, people really, really loved Ace and the 7th Doctor. On our poll, people really, really hated him because there was only 2 votes for him. So
yeah, I think just not being able to post it in Reddit, I mean, that made a big difference, And that's not a knock on Reddit. They can do what they want, but not being able to snag those people's attention that were actively promoting them was difficult, Yeah,
it'll come a time. So, moving from that, the next one that came of a choice from Reddit that created a poll onto the chat last week was the 4th Doctor and Sarah Jane. That got 2 votes as well, which was a little surprising on that one. Then we got the 11th Doctor and River Song, which was the chat pick, and that had 4 votes. Then we had SuperwhovianFreak with her choice of 10th Doctor, Donna Noble, and Wilfred Mott with 13 votes. Any responses?
No, I was super busy at work this week and just not able to sit down and actually engage like I normally do. So that was the biggest thing was I just wasn't able to sit down and connect with people like I usually do because I was just nonstop work.
Yeah. And then we had my pick, 11th Doctor, Amy Pond, and Rory. I actually got a response for the poll, but it was for last week's poll.
I know. Yeah.
Oh.
Which was interesting and funny at the same time. And running away with it with 47 votes was 10th Doctor, Rose, and Jack Harkness, which we found was only 2 episodes that they actually all threw together.
It's kind of cheating, yeah. It's kind of cheating because the two episodes really that they were in it, everybody was in those episodes.
Everyone
so
basically the 10th Doctor traveled with, because when you think about it, because you forget the timeline gets
cheating,
so
you're not trying.
Yeah, the timeline gets so messy, because whenever Jack traveled after the 9th Doctor, it was always with Martha, and not actually Rose,
Yeah.
Right. But they appear together, so that's what matters. But I do want to say that so I'm not up to date on my Who. That's actually one of the things that I've been binge watching. I'm halfway through season 7, so I have now got to the point where I've now said goodbye. I've now said goodbye to
the Ponds.
You freeze.
And I will tell you that I went voted multiple times this week, so they absolutely.
Your
I don't know.
your hotel Wi-Fi is cutting you in and out right now.
You're going a little Dalek on us here.
Explain. Okay.
Yeah. Explain.
So what's going on in the chat right now, Big Papa Matt?
No, just little chats back and forth. Not thinking about the K9 movie. Robert's over here. He's throwing some obscure.
Okay, well, see, K9 goes with Sarah Jane. I mean, that should have been a given. Anywhere Sarah Jane shows up, you're gonna have K9. I mean, that's just a given. Because
is that what that was? I thought it was just that bad movie with Jim Belushi.
No. K9
K9
was a gift. K9 was a robot dog that was gifted to her. I want to say by the Fourth Doctor. And then she kept him when she parted with the Fourth Doctor, and used the K9, the robot dog, to help her when she did her own spin-off series, the Sarah Jane Chronicles. And then when she reunites with the 10th Doctor in School Special, I don't remember what the episode's called, but it's the one with Anthony Stewart Head as the bad guy. The dog gets upgraded. The dog, does the heroic sacrifice, and then
so he becomes Air Bud. Is what you're telling me?
No, he.
No, Doctor Who versus Giles, man.
And
that kind of good upgrade.
And then the 10th Doctor rebuilt him and upgraded him. It was supposed to be a metaphor for how Sarah Jane was the old companion, jealous of the new companion Rose, and then he gives her the new companion at the end, the new K9, and he's like, it's the bigger and better model, and he's like, yeah, he does that, as a metaphor for constantly replacing the companions with younger, so there's a little
It was such a sad end.
It was very good ending.
We got you back, Bcon. You hear us? Okay.
Head nods are beautiful over there. I'm just gonna mime it. He's in a box. Help him, somebody.
Well, he wanted to let us know that he was trying. You want to go?
He's out. He's got it again.
Okay. He was trying to talk about voting for the Pawns because he's halfway through season 7 and just got to the end of the Pawns, and they are now probably his favorite. So, which I agree. So, I wish they would have won.
Definitely.
When we get later into the podcast, guys, get your votes ready for the chat pick. We're going to be doing best animated character from Disney in response to D23 Expo happening next week. So that's a very wide range that you can get in there with. So have fun with that and go and put them in the chat channel. Before we get into that, let's go into our Comic-Con talk. So the Thursday, Wednesday, and Friday panels have been released for Comic-Con. It's a lot of stuff. Wednesday is always just one panel and one where you can just kind of look at some pre-screenings of a couple shows. They got Krypton and Black Lightning. And for those, if you want to watch them and you have a preview pass, go watch them. There's no line that you need to get into. You literally have a screen over here and a screen over here, and you just sit there and watch. There's no panel to it or anything like that. So we're just going to dive into Thursday. So I'm going to rattle off the big rooms, and then I'm going to have you guys jump in on if any of the panels sound interesting to you and what you think about them. So for Thursday, we start Thursday with Hall H. The very first panel is 20th Century Fox with To Be Announced, and I want to get kind of people's ideas of what they think is going to actually be in there. We have Brigsby Bear cast and filmmakers panel, which is going to be a new movie that's a comedy with Kyle Mooney, Dave McCrary, Beck Bennett, and Kevin Costello, and the members of Lonely Island as well. So could be very funny. And we've also got the Teen Wolf panel for MTV's Teen Wolf. It's the last panel because it's the last season of Teen Wolf. Then we get next Netflix films Bright and Death Note, which I want to get SuperwhovianFreak's little bit of notes on that because she wrote an article about it. And finally, you have the Nerdist panel with Chris Hardwick. So, and I know BigPapaMatt won't be happy for that one, but the others, who's excited for any of these? Go ahead and jump in.
Netflix, that's it.
Netflix.
So you don't think 20th Century Fox is going to be a good one?
Oh, I do think so. But honestly, Fox is on its way up from being very mediocre before Deadpool. Deadpool. So I'm waiting and seeing. It's probably going to be more X-Men stuff because that's their cash cow, and they're starting to do it pretty dang well.
Well, that's what I figured.
But starting to. That's the problem, is starting to.
The one thing I know that's 100% confirmed for Fox is night. Oh, good Lord! Why can't I think of the Secret Service?
That's a
where they go to.
Well,
no, they said
confirmed.
They're coming heavy with that one.
Wouldn't Black Panther be a part of it? Possibly.
That's gonna be part of Marvel. That'll probably be part of Marvel.
Marvel's okay.
Yeah, that's not Fox.
Okay, I'm blending the two.
Kingsman, that's what it is. So Kingsman is the one thing that is through channels been pretty much confirmed is going to be part of the 20th Century Fox panel. I personally think that Deadpool 2 will be part of it. And I think that we will get New Mutants stuff because they've already been into production for New Mutants.
So Dark Phoenix maybe? Or is that again?
I don't know if Dark Phoenix. No, Dark Phoenix is part of Fox, but I don't know if Dark Phoenix will be part of it. This is the first big panel of the convention, so it will be an overnight lineup for it, but doesn't mean that you have to get into line overnight to at least get a seat. I think you'll be able to walk in morning of.
I gotcha.
If you're not a big group and if you don't care if you get a good spot or not. I saw you shaking your head, Matt.
It sounds like you probably. Oh, sorry. Mm-hmm.
No, go ahead and finish up. I was going to say the chat channels, they're going off here. They're like, why is MTV even a thing anymore, especially with Teen Wolf on it? So got some hate there for that, which is awesome. And then Marley's offering sangria for all of us. So wherever we can go and meet up Marley, they got sangria for us. So let's get hammered. Drugs are bad. Drugs are bad, kids. Don't drink or drive with drugs, anything like that. So.
Yeah, well, this is the send off for Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf is not going to fill up Hall H. I'm sorry.
But here's the thing, man. On a Thursday, I just don't even see, like, Thursday. I don't think that's even the right platform for something big like a Deadpool 2 or for anything else like that either. Like, I think that those are items that we're just not going to see, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see Thursday being the day that they're going to bring out their two biggest franchises right now.
That would just be the only way that you're going to, because Fox has only got that one panel. So. Yeah.
If they don't want to
I totally get that.
I just not to compete with other people. If they're trying not to compete with the other big.
When is Deadpool 2 going to be released, though?
I don't know.
Next year.
Yeah,
next year, before the next Comic-Con.
Okay, well that's the thing, though, right? So is it going to? Well, and that's. Do we have a confirmed release date on that before or after Comic-Con? Because here's my thing: is if we get anything, it won't be a whole lot, which is fine. But hopefully, Kingsman 2 is what will come and show off. The thing that I'm actually hoping for that Fox shows up with anything is the monster movies. I hope they show up with Kong or with Godzilla, the Kong vs. Godzilla stuff, anything like that. Like, I'm hoping that's what they show up with.
Well, the other one that's been rumored is Predators, because the new Predators should almost be completely.
I hope so.
Completely done by that time. So that's the other rumor that they have for 20th Century Fox. But yeah,
I do have to agree with Matt. Probably mutants and monsters. Very likely.
Yeah, it's just the movies haven't come as much to Comic-Con. They're kind of starting to wane away, and that's where Netflix, which SuperwhovianFreak talked about, this is the first time Netflix has come really big to Comic-Con. I mean,
Yeah, it's going to be a huge.
Well,
I mean,
they've only been like Indigo and Ballroom 20 before this, right? Like they haven't ever done anything Hall H, right?
They did. Defenders was the first actual panel that Netflix did last year, where they were announcing Luke Cage and stuff like that. Before that, Netflix never had an actual where they presented the panel. It was like, hey, there's a writer of this Netflix show that's going to be here to talk about that show, but it's not actually Netflix bringing it.
Yeah,
So,
this year they're going all out, man.
Yeah.
They got stuff
And here's the thing, right? So here's actually, and I hope for this to be the trend, because what E3 really does well, like for video game styles, is they give you one major conference a day. Now at Comic-Con, it's you all sit around all day Saturday and wait for everything to come to you on one day. You know, do you think 20th Century is trying to get a day set for them, like on a Thursday like this, where they kind of get that hall to themselves and they don't have to sit there and compete with some of those other big guys? Or do you think they just couldn't find room for themselves on Saturday?
So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking because Netflix finally came, 20th Century Fox got booted to Thursday because Netflix has Stranger Things on Saturday.
Do you really think Netflix has that pull to pick out Deadpool 2 and Kingsman though?
When they're bringing Stranger Things, they're bringing multiple panels.
Well, aren't they bringing Defenders too?
They're bringing Defenders. They're doing a panel with the Bright cast, so Will Smith is going to be there. They're doing, like he said, Stranger Things. They're going to have the VR booth with all of these, worlds that you can go in and be interactive. I mean, it's going to be a huge deal.
Yeah.
So somebody had to get kicked out of Saturday, and apparently it's 20th Century Fox.
Beth is actually hoping for a spinoff on Predator, Predator versus Bob's Big Boys. So that's her fingers are crossed for. Maybe even Predator and Fast and Furious 9. But we'll see. We'll see if Vin Diesel finally gets to go, square up against a Predator with some cars. So Beth, maybe your dream will come true. We'll see.
Okay, so I'm gonna go into the next biggest room, which is Ballroom 20, and see what your thoughts are on this one. This is not a great day. So you have the 18th annual animation show of shows. If you like short animated films, then you'll enjoy. But
it's the best. It's the best start of anything. I love the show of shows, and I wish it was coming. I love that it's back. I wish it was back for Hall H though, but I'm glad it's back. And I'm glad it's back.
The year that we had.
No, it was the best. It was the best way to start off Hall H. It was. You just spent all night outside. You were tired. You were beat. And the animation show of shows is phenomenal. I love it. How dare you? And if you sass it one more time, I will murder your face, mess.
Okay. So
after the show,
yeah, exactly.
I'll find a way. I'll text. I know someone else in that house. I'll text them.
The next panel is the world premiere sneak peek of Medina. Medina is the first ever sci-fi fantasy series from the Middle East, which is kind of cool. It's got some known names, but not super high names. Natasha Henstridge from Species and Eric Roberts are going to be on the panel. So,
not gonna lie, when I saw Medina,
right?
So the chat channel is actually telling that we need to. There's more Predator spinoffs here, which is pretty awesome. Predator versus T-800. Superwhovian's talking about Predator versus Courage the Cowardly Dog. I don't know how that'd work out for Courage, but he always finds a way. He always finds a way.
That dog always finds a way.
Always finds a way. Go Courage.
Take down Predator.
Always protecting the old lady and the guy there. Probably one of my favorite characters too. That old man. But Marley's saying we need to see an epic sci-fi series come out like Dune or Aliens.
Absolutely.
But then she says, but not Dune.
But not Dune.
Well, if they do it right, we talked about this last week.
Yeah, exactly. At length for sure.
And I get back
more Predator versus SpongeBob. Sorry, and you guys were talking about Ballroom 20 show of shows. You guys were crapping on my amazing show of shows.
Then we've got the sci-fi hosts of the Great Debate, which is just literally just debating about like Star Destroyer versus Enterprise and stuff like that. So I don't know why that's in Ballroom 20. This just is showing me that they don't have as much stuff as normal to bring to Comic-Con. Then you have one that's probably going to fill Ballroom 20, which is going to make everybody start sitting through some of these panels that are earlier. You are getting the Battlestar Galactica reunion.
Nice.
And
very nice.
There has been like there has been like Sackhoff, I believe, is coming, and there's quite a few of the known names from the show coming. And it's not the original Battlestar Galactica; it's the sci-fi version. And then after that, the room will probably clear a little bit. You'll have the Strain screening and Q&A, which this is the last season of the Strain. So Guillermo's always getting love for anything that he brings. Unfortunately, I don't think Guillermo's part of this panel, but it is the last season they do of that. After that, you have the Legion screening and Q&A from FX, which I have unfortunately not watched yet, but I've heard it's fantastic. And lastly, you have the Marvel Inhumans, which is probably just going to be more of a Q&A than anything, and sneak peeks. I don't think you're going to be getting any actual like full-on footage like they did with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when it came out. Any of these sound interesting besides Matt loving the show of shows?
It is so good. I mean, we got to see such great stuff for the show of shows. I don't know why you're crapping on it, dude. It was so cool. I love that.
The animations that they show us are fantastic. They're amazing.
Oh, so
the
good.
guy that does it.
No, don't you dare rip on Rob. I love that guy. I follow him on Facebook. I follow him all over the place, man.
So boring.
I will go to any of that man's shows that he does. I will follow that man on the road. I am his groupie. I love that dude. I follow him, man. I follow him everywhere. I'm on Twitter, on Facebook with him. He's fantastic. So,
Matt, I'll be watching your coverage during it. I'll be watching your coverage.
I'll be there. Maybe not, but I might be hungover that morning. I may not make it.
As long as the host isn't hungover.
Also, the problem is Ballroom 20 line is like the worst line to wait in because a lot of it's like outside in the heat. Like there's no coverage for Ballroom 20 line.
Well, here's the thing. Hall H usually fits about 6,500 people. Ballroom 20 fits about.
Isn't it like less than half? I thought it was less than half than that. I thought it was like 25 or 3,000.
It's either 25 or 3. Yeah. So. Some of these things that you'll see and you'll be like, why is that not in Hall H? Why is it in Ballroom 20? And yeah, so like this is the first time that Teen Wolf has ever been in Hall H.
So yeah,
that is so weird though. But like, why is it in Hall H?
What?
Because they don't have enough stuff.
Oh,
what?
I'm telling you, they don't have enough stuff for Thursday and Friday.
Okay.
Well, Friday's different.
That's why the show of shows should be Thursday leading off in Hall H where it belongs. Hall H life.
Okay.
Well, are either of you then going to the John Barrowman panel? On Thursday?
Man.
I'll be going.
There's only one panel I'm looking forward to on Thursday.
For Hope of
and
Deadpool
you know which one?
2, I'm going to Fox, and I still think it'll be there.
The greatest year in geek history. It's called the greatest geek year ever in room 5AB, and it's 1987 because it's celebrating my birthday year, The Lost Boys, RoboCop, Near Dark, Spaceballs, Running Man, Lost Boys, Lethal Weapon, Predator, and so many more. So go celebrate BigPapaMatt's birthday year of 1987 in room 5AB, the greatest geek year ever.
Very nice.
I forgot they were all that year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And those are your two big main rooms is Hall H and Ballroom 20. So you guys delved into it. What's some panels on Thursday that you saw? Matt told us his.
Marley is actually saying that, sorry to detract here from Dune. We got to get back to Dune because I'm a huge fan. I'm trying to fight for this. Marley is saying we need that new IP to roll out. And unfortunately, things like Jupiter Ascending have really killed the idea of great sci-fi hitting big screens with stuff like Dune and stuff like that. So totally agree. When you have flops like that kind of stuff, you lose great ideas and lose the ability to get those out. Hopefully, the new movie coming out, Valerian, will crush that kind of stigma, and we'll get a great sci-fi film out here in just a couple weeks. Actually,
Valerian looks amazing, and it's actually getting some really good things.
Absolutely.
It looks gorgeous.
So yeah, what panels do you guys like Thursday? Sorry again.
Bcon, chime in.
I don't know. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I switched to the phone because the trustee...
Are you in another closet?
Yeah.
Hey, many
like
famous
a
YouTubers do that.
Your hotel. Where have you gone?
Don't hate.
It's just where he feels more comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nerd coming down of the closet. Obviously, the anything goes with John Barrowman.
Duh.
John Barrowman, yeah.
I mean,
He is a showman, so
yes, he
that's
is.
going to be fantastic. The problem with all of these that, I spent a couple hours actually today looking through all of these panels, reading through them. The problem is that I need a Hermione Granger time turner.
Yeah, you do.
And
There's
that's
too much going on at once.
Yeah, and this is just the panels. If you guys ever go to Comic-Con, think about you have the floor as well that's massively huge.
Oh, it's so big. It's so big.
And all of the gas lamp is doing something.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's stuff going on outside on the grass. I mean,
but here's the cool thing about this convention, though, versus so many others, and it's one of the things I like to tell everybody that I meet when it's their first Comic-Con, is go and look and find 5-6 things. And you're not going to be able to hit everything, but you're going to get to see one and multiple things that you are really excited for. And a lot of conventions, there might only be one thing on a day or 2 things on a day that you're really excited for, and you might miss that in smaller conventions. And with big San Diego like this, you're going to be able to hit lots of stuff that's a ton of fun. And Thursday also, one of my favorite panels, and I'll definitely be there, is the Robert Kirkman discussion. Anytime he's there, he's talking about Invincible, Walking Dead, and Outcast, which are his 3 big guys right now. That'll be huge. But the one at kind of the same time, about 15 minutes later, is the Jeff Johns panel. And anytime you get a big wig like that from DC talking, that's going to be killer too. So I'm actually really split between the two, but Kirkman's my guy, and I'm usually there every year for him.
And Johns is tied very deep into the DCEU as well. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like every TV show now.
Well, technically, he's the president of DC right now, and that's the thing. He's the chief creative officer of DC Universe and all things DC. So that's what he's going to have an insight to anything you want in that world. What
else did you have besides Barrowman?
Yeah, so besides the John Barrowman hour, I had written down Timeless is doing their fan celebration at 3:30, and that's the entire cast is there, as well as writers and directors like Eric Kripke. So
yeah,
that's going to be a really, really, really cool panel.
So if you guys want to sneak over there and videotape that for us.
Which room is that in?
It's on at 3 p.m. and it is. Hold please. I've got the big list in front of me.
It's one of the decent sized rooms, but it's not even as big as Ballroom 20. So it sucks that it's getting put in there.
I'm not surprised though with
6
BCF. It is.
BCF, yeah.
So you go Hall H, Ballroom 20, Indigo Ballroom, and then 6 BCF in terms of sizes for the room. So I think it's about 1,500 maybe. Yeah, which is not very big for Timeless.
But there's other stuff going on at that time, and so that's part of the problem. So
yeah.
Another one that I saw that I thought would be really cool and interesting, because I'm a big Marvel Netflix fan. A panel, it's at 8 p.m. and it's called Sweet Christmas, and they're actually doing a mock trial for
Luke Cage.
Sweet Christmas. Yeah, Luke Cage. Thank you. It's a mock trial to prove Luke Cage is innocent. So cool. They're lawyering up. Nice. They're actually having an argument about it. I was like, that'd be pretty freaking cool. Like, hey, if you don't have anything else to do at 8 p.m., you might as well head on over and see something really cool like that. I don't think the actor or anything like that is going to be there, but it was just a really cool concept and something different. So
that does sound like fun.
It does.
And that's in room 23 ABC.
Yeah, so it's one of those small ones this is why you want to dive into the schedule, because it's one of those small ones where there's neat little things that you would never even think of that you'll see.
Yeah.
Speaking of small little neat things, I know this is me and Igor had this chat. Igor is all about the small little neat things at Comic-Con. So he saw some panels that enticed him. What would you catch, Igor?
Honestly, what might be stands at a chance, at least, of being a surprise hit. Not saying it's a large one, but might be, since the Strain's ending, and we have Death Stranding still floating around, and we have Hellboy, not 3, on the horizon. H.P. Lovecraft and the
Hashtag not
steam
now, Mo.
engines. I think you'll like this, though. H.P. Lovecraft and the Steam Engines of Oz.
Yeah.
Arcana's animation slate continues.
Oh,
It's
I
not
saw that,
only
yeah. That was-
the animated features based on the children's novel series about H.P. Lovecraft and his adventures beyond the wall of sleep. Yes, it's a children's series. But the first movie based on the first book is coming out in a few months. They've got Christopher Plummer and Mark Hamill, among others, in the voices.
Nice. That's good.
And the second, that's H.P. Lovecraft and the Undersea Kingdom. And then book 2, aka movie 2, will be maybe this year, maybe beginning next year, because it says winter. And it's going to have William Shatner and Ron Perlman in the Steam Engines of Oz.
Nice.
A Howard Lovecraft adventure. Serious, it's little Howard Lovecraft in his stripy pajamas and everything.
Did it
It's
say
beautiful.
anything about if any of them will be in attendance on the panel, or?
It's being hosted by Sean Patrick O'Reilly, world-renowned H.P. Lovecraft expert Leslie Klinger, and possibly a celebrity guest.
Oh,
Apparently, they're giving out free DVDs and comics.
You would
Hey.
think a surprise guest
You had
if
me at free.
Shatner's involved. Shatner's a big ham, and
Oh, yeah.
he'd like be in the center of attention. So you would think that he would be there.
yeah, and that's
Um,
those are the
That's just my opinion.
so.
And Perlman's already done a lot of the animated Hellboy features, and he loves weird, out-of-the-way action crap. So
Oh,
I think
absolutely.
this might be getting people's attention who are feeling the Hellboy nostalgia for the Guillermo del Toro entries.
So, what about you, Superwhovian?
Are we still on Thursday, or are we just jumping from day to day?
We're still on Thursday. We're still on Thursday.
Okay, I saw a couple video game panels. One made me think of BigPapaMatt, and the other one I just liked Crash Bandicoot Then and Now, talking about then and what they're going to be doing now. So I thought of Big Papa when I heard of that one, because I know he likes Crash Bandicoot.
I love it, but I hate the new game. It's
I
so
know.
bad. It's so
I
broken.
know, but I thought you
killing
would
me.
like the nostalgia part. And then of course
yeah,
they're
I
doing
saw
the Voltron panel. They're going to be
I saw
debuting
that
this
Voltron.
season 3,
Season 3.
episode 1.
Yep.
So I thought that was kind of cool. I like Voltron.
Also,
Yeah.
so real fast, Marley's letting me know that they need to be reading H.P. Lovecraft children's stories to small children at bedtime. So I'm not familiar with
They
it, but
exist.
it sounds creepy. Sounds creepy. I don't know.
They exist. That's what those movies are based on. It's a thing. I mean, he didn't
HP
write them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Of course not.
Ken's joined the channel, and he's looking forward to some of us going and saying what's up during that Comic-Con week and have some drinks. So.
Yeah.
We'll be in line in Hall H. Come just see us. Bring the drinks to it.
Send help. Also Guinness.
Yeah, exactly. Be like the old St. Bernards that had the alcohol around their neck. Revive me.
That's how we'll know the Malice-Corp fans. If you have a cask with you, we'll know you're all right. Thank you in advance.
So that was pretty much that's your main stuff for Hall H Ballroom 20, and then the little surprise panels that we saw. The Voltron one's cool because they're going to be giving away an exclusive poster at the Voltron one.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I missed that.
So
That is really cool.
the other one that I wanted to touch on really quick for just a little surprise one, Ghostbusters 101. It's in a small room, 60E, so you wouldn't think it's going to be a great panel, but Ivan Reitman, who was co-creator of Ghostbusters, the movie.
Oh, my thunder. That was what I wanted to see so bad. I wanted to see the Ghostbusters panel, man. That looks
yeah,
awesome.
he's gonna be there. So and
Yeah,
they're
with
gonna
also the writers of the comic book series as well will also be there. Like that looks
Exactly.
phenomenal. That looks really good.
So yeah, that one jumped out at me. The other one, if you like music, the 5th annual Music Anatomy of a Superhero, phenomenal setup to that. It's talking about the composing for music and stuff like that. They're gonna have composers from Cloak and Dagger, Logan and the Wolverine, The Mummy, Power Rangers, Gotham, Black Panther, and Death Wish, and then everybody. They're giving signed CDs and other merchandise to the members that watch and participate in the Q&A. So it's always cool to get something, but if you're a huge music fan, that's something that goes along with it. The last one is Call of Duty. Mainly for if you want to be in a smaller room and see some celebrities. They get some decent voice actors that are actually known names, celebrities that do show up for these panels, but they don't say who's showing up because they don't want it to be too long of a line. So last year they got some.
I know that voice panel is going to be there this year too, with like John DiMaggio, Tara Strong, a lot of just great voice actors as well. I'd recommend checking that out. And then Mess, I thought you'd be looking at the Building a Geek brand panel. I thought you'd be all over that one.
I'm looking at all those things. I got to make sure I'm videotaping content to bring to the people for YouTube. So
gotcha.
So I can't go into my Geek brand looking and how to get.
No worries. We'll see. We'll send Kenny. We'll send Kenny over to that one.
So, but yeah, let's jump into Friday. And Friday, I'm going to jump back into Hall H, and we can talk about if there's anything that sounds good to us there. Friday's big in Hall H. So we start off with the Big Bang Theory. This is the first time the Big Bang Theory has been back into Hall H since 6 years ago. And it was in there the same day that the 10-year anniversary of Firefly was in there, was in Ballroom 20, which it should have been reversed. Once again, I don't know why they had Big Bang in Hall H and Firefly in Ballroom 20, but Big Bang's doing a 10-year celebration of the show, and the big thing with this is it means you're probably going to get cast there because cast hasn't come to Comic-Con for the last 4 years. After Big Bang, we have AMC's Fear the Walking Dead.
Wait, by the way, are you going to mention Ballroom 20 stuff because you have
Yes.
the Psych movie?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
panel.
Time Turners.
That's the next thing I want to mention. Yeah. So
Okay, go.
you go
ahead.
Big
Sorry.
Bang Theory, then Fear the Walking Dead, then The Walking Dead. So you're already going to have a ton of people in line for The Walking Dead. So this is going to be an overnight lineup, bar none. Make sure you guys make friends and you have groups because you can do the wristbands. But if you don't have them, you got to stay in line, and you're going to be sleeping in the line if you want to get into the panels. After Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, another huge panel. The panel might clear out after that somewhat for Game of Thrones, but you're going to have your people that are huge cult fans and stuff of Twin Peaks, because Twin Peaks is right after that. Then Preacher, then Marvel's The Defenders. Packed day inside Hall H on Friday. What are you guys excited for? What do you think just isn't worth being in there?
I'm actually shocked to notice that one of my favorite authors is actually going to be there. And if anybody, I don't know if any of y'all have heard of Robin Hobb, but she not only writes a mean fantasy epic, but her characterization is so damn spot on that the first trilogy of hers I read, I was literally almost screaming at the book every time our hero made a stupid decision. So I'm very intrigued to see that she's at San Diego Comic-Con.
The biggest thing in Hall H for Friday is Preacher. Like that's all I want to be there for is Preacher. And the Walking Dead stuff it's always mediocre at best, mostly just because Hardwick won't get off his damn soapbox. The HBO panel, the Game of Thrones panel, I love Game of Thrones to death, but it is always one of the most boring panels every single year.
That's disappointing.
They just have horrible moderators. They have horrible moderators.
Bad moderators.
They're awful, and it kills it. The thing is, though, they give the best swag bags, so everybody wants to be in there. So
the funniest one is the worst moderator of all for Game of Thrones when they did it was George R. Martin himself.
Oh, George R. Martin himself. He was awful,
that's
man.
the thing, but like George R. Martin is, he's good at what he does, but he's not like
So bad as a
Mr.
moderator.
Personality. He's not, the best moderator I ever saw. I don't remember what panel he was doing. I'm pretty sure it was Star Wars though, but was when Stephen Colbert was moderating, and I want to say it was for Star Wars. Or
Colbert moderated Lord of the Rings because he's
Lord of the Rings. That's the one. I knew it was one of those two.
And that was a fantastic panel.
And I saw it on YouTube, and it was just, amazing. Another good set of moderators. I watched last year's Supernatural when they had the guy that played Gabriel, Richard Speight Jr., and the guy that plays God, Rob Benedict. They did the panel, and it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my whole life. I mean, they were just ripping on Mark Shepard from the get-go. They had the little ventriloquist hamster to mock his scenes where he was communicating with the hamster who was his spy, and it was just, I mean, it was amazing. And you need stuff like that. You can't just have a person up there just going, and droning out information, because that doesn't work, You got to keep them engaged.
For these panels that are in there, if you want to get into anything before Twin Peaks, you're going to have to get in line pretty. I think the Hall H is going to fill up. And it does every year. Hall H is going to fill up, and nobody's going to leave until after Game of Thrones. But I think it's going to empty out quite a bit after Game of Thrones. And I don't know if Twin Peaks and Preacher will fill it. Defenders might. But
they have cast members coming in, don't they?
Yeah.
We've been asked to get any kind of swag we can for Voltron, for Kin. And I asked the rest of the chat, if you guys have anything else you want us to look for swag on, send your requests in. Mest will do his best for you. I'm not going to. So
I'm not. Okay. So there's this video on YouTube that says, "Don't ask me for swag," that I didn't make, but go watch it and you'll see why it's so. Don't ask me to get you swag. It's a pain.
We'll try to find some good cosplays for you out there.
Absolutely, we'll have stuff that we can try and give away if I come across stuff.
Yeah, we'll have some killer cosplay stuff for everybody too. We'll post a lot of that out on the Instagrams and stuff, so make sure to follow that. I saw Beth was talking a little earlier about wanting to see cosplays and stuff, so
that's all stuff that we're going to try and stay on top of. So Ballroom 20 on Friday is also a decent day. We start off with the Psych reunion and movie sneak peek. Psych has a fantastic panel whenever they're at Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do.
Extremely enjoyable and super fun. So
they're hilarious.
The one I went to, Amundsen didn't have Twitter yet, and neither did main actor.
Roday.
Neither of them had Twitter yet, so they made them sign up for Twitter right there and see who could get the most followers.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I think Amundsen has more as of now. And he's actually pretty active on Twitter, or he was up until about a month and a half ago. He's still recuperating from his stroke and filming.
Yeah, and then after Psych, we have iZombie, which I know you guys are excited for. The 100. Brave New Warriors is always a great panel. Brave New Warriors is something that's usually put on by Entertainment Weekly or TV Guide that brings a bunch of different actors from different spaces. So you have David Harbour from Stranger Things, Christopher Milani from Happy, Colin O'Donoghue from Once Upon a Time, Richard Rankin from Outlander, Rodrigo Santoro from Westworld, and Ricky Whittle from American Gods, all on that panel. So, and just talking about the industry and things like that. Then a sci-fi panel that is to be announced, and I have no idea what it is. I'm speculating Krypton, maybe, but that's the only thing I can think that they would keep surprised on. Then you have The Gifted extended sneak peek, so that means you're probably going to get the first episode of The Gifted. Starz original series Outlander. This is huge because Outlander wasn't at Comic-Con last year, so another one where surprising that it's not in Hall H. I think it'll actually fill Ballroom 20 pretty easily. And then you have the world premiere of Batman and Harley, which is one of their animated movies, and then they do an encore screening of that right after that.
That'll be huge. Yeah. And to go Ballroom though, Rick and Morty panel, boom, Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon will be there, so that'll be phenomenal.
Oh, there might be a few people there.
While you're there in Indigo, make a stop to the Mike Tyson Mysteries.
No, I'm not going to do that at all. I met so Mike Tyson was actually at his niece went to my high school, and he's actually at a graduation the year before or after I was there, and so everybody ran up, mugged him, was all around him trying to get photos, all this stuff, and he's still the scariest, most intimidating man I've ever walked next to in my life, even though he's at the height of my shoulder. He was terrifying. He looks vicious and mean, even though his voice is, "Hey, what's up, Gath?"
So, what are some surprise panels for you? What are you guys looking forward to on Friday?
DuckTales.
DuckTales.
David Tennant.
I was going to say the Tick.
Yeah.
There's the Tick panel.
Oh, the Tick too.
Yeah. So
that's great.
Okay. So make sure that if you go into the room that has DuckTales and the Tick, hopefully by that time the odor of the bronies has passed. because
Oh no.
Wes, we don't need that. We don't need that kind of hate on the site, man. We're sorry, Brony fans. We apologize to all the Brony fans in the world. We know you are a legion of terrifying fanboys. We apologize for that moment.
I go
Mess5150 at MaliceCorp.com. Hit him up on Twitter. Anything else you want to, but stay away from the rest of us. I don't need any of that. I don't need that. I don't need that on my life.
It's that they're so excited.
To be fair,
Yeah.
they respect Tennant as well. I know I know enough to know that in the show, Dr. Hooves made it in.
Yes.
Little brown coat and everything made it by fan demand.
No.
I'm not saying he's a great character. I'm just saying that they respect Doctor Who, and they respect him. That's all I'm saying.
Well, the DuckTales and the Tick are back to back, 3:30 and 4:45. This is not one of your big rooms, so the fact that you're putting Tenet in, I mean, technically one of your bigger rooms at Comic-Con, but not 800 people, I think, is max that fits in there.
So what you're saying is
it's not bigger on the inside. What you're saying?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's gonna be full. It will get full by the pony fans, and it may empty for Hey Arnold and Ninja Turtles and
but the Rocco's Modern Life is going to be on there. Oh, that's really hilarious.
I want to go to Rocco's panel.
Yeah,
really
we'll see. The Hey Arnold would be cool too. That's all stuff we grew up with. But Ken wants to get Boomers for OG Battlestar Galactica's autograph, and Marley says they'll wrap up your winter. So I think, is that a pony reference? I'm not sure.
Or is that for Game of Thrones?
It might be a pony references.
Okay. Oh yeah, I wasn't sure. So I tiptoe very lightly around the pony world. It's dangerous over there. It's dangerous.
I know they also had Weird Al.
The Equestronauts. So any other surprise panels that you guys saw digging into things? If you ever get a chance, go check out Klingon Lifestyles, because it's basically people dressed up in Klingon gear, talking in Klingon, acting out, just soap opera style. So
that's beautiful.
It's a very odd, fantastic thing. Igor, you have your hand up.
Because I actually have a question for you guys who already know Comic-Con pretty well. Because one that looked interesting to me is one that I don't understand. The black panel?
I've heard of this. And somebody actually told me about it once before, and I can't remember exactly what it is. Where it's on Friday?
It is Friday. It is 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And the announcement is that they're not announcing who's going to be there because it's the 20th anniversary of the black panel.
Yeah, I've heard.
So it's going to be a surprise.
Let me go back. So yeah, no, I don't know the exact, because I've never been to the actual panel, but somebody told me about it before. It is actually something pretty interesting, but it's not.
It is tagged as comics and education.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mess, we have a new nickname for you too, man. You've now been deemed the swag keeper, not the swag sharer. So all that swag in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of that. Yeah.
It's not the swag snagger.
But that was
the swag snagger as well.
That was swag. I consider free stuff. This was all money out of my pocket stuff in the back. So, but yeah, so.
The last one that I saw that I thought would be interesting is it's called I Know That Voice.
We talked about that. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Oh, did you guys already talk about that one?
Those panels are always awesome.
Yeah,
I feel like that might be
especially
I feel like that'll probably be one.
I think the last one was
Indigo,
Joe DiMaggio.
He's gonna be in it again.
So he does something like 30 plus voices during that panel.
I believe it.
He's currently doing Joker.
It's
and,
amazing.
You know, he did Bender, and he does.
He does everything. Name a cartoon, and he's on it in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 out of the 6 party members. Yeah, 6 party members he had in Final Fantasy X were him.
Yeah.
Oh wow. SuperwhovianFreak. Any surprise panels for Friday that you saw that jumped out at you?
No, the biggest one I got excited about was just the Tick, because that took me back to my childhood. And then Psych obviously is just if I could transport myself there, I would. But more of the other stuff that I saw or was anticipating was obviously coming out on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, because Saturday hasn't officially released, but we do have that we know Stranger Things will be on Saturday. Warner Bros. Will be on Saturday. Westworld will be on Saturday. That's huge because Westworld hasn't been to Comic-Con yet. So this is HBO's setting up their replacement.
There's so much stuff. I mean, it's insane to try and keep up with all these panels.
Another thing
to catch up on Westworld.
Another thing that I saw that was announced today that leaked, Warner Brothers panel, not only is it going to include Justice League and Aquaman, it will have Ready Player One as part of it, and it will also have Blade Runner 2049 as part of it. I'm super excited about that. So, yeah.
AKA the See We Can Make Good Movies panel.
I mean, yeah, there's the Defenders panel, obviously, too. I thought that was on Saturday, but that's actually on Friday. Yeah. So
that's what I mean. Is Netflix is coming big this year, so
it's huge, yeah.
And then what we didn't even touch on, there is another panels where you have to get tickets to go to. Netflix has a surprise screening, not saying what it is, on Thursday. I'm speculating it's Bright because it makes sense.
It has to be.
Yeah, it makes sense with
does look awesome.
So that's what I think is going to be the surprise panel. So for those ones, I think it's in the Hilton Bayfront. No, not Bayfront. It's something amphitheater. You have to have tickets to get in there, and you have to get them on the show. You go up to the sales pavilion, get your tickets, same place that you get autographs and things like that. If you guys see me, come say hi. Maybe we'll take a picture or something. But we do like talking to fans and stuff like that. So if you see BigPapaMatt, you don't have to say hi to him. He may grumble at you.
I'm just gonna go give you a big old sweaty hug. That's all it's gonna be.
So, but beyond that, let's get into for celebration of Disney for next week. Guys in the chat, name off your favorite animated Disney character, and whatever we get the most of in there is gonna start getting added in. Bcon was the winner for last week's Nerd Fight poll, so he gets the choice for this week for first pick.
Yeah, and I consulted with my lovely wife over dinner, and we both decided. We actually, one of the first ones she said was my first pick, which is Baymax from Big Hero 6.
Oh,
he's awesome.
You're such a sap.
Talking about big hugs.
Yeah,
man. We're talking about that.
That one got me some tears. I love the brothers there.
Yeah, no, it's a great movie. I'm just teasing you by calling you a sap.
Dude, that movie made me cry. So shut up.
Same. I'm there with you.
So fresh. Oh, thanks, Ron. Oh.
Bcon is a very, very sweet, emotional man. He cries at Baymax. He cries at Guardians. He cries at Doctor Who. So he's a wonderful man.
True.
Yeah. So, I am next. I have my pick. So for me, going with Disney movies in the first place, not thinking they were all kind of stupid hokey kiddies things when I was a stupid teenager, and that I watched incessantly over and over again and just fell in love with the movie and the character. My favorite animated Disney character is Genie from Aladdin. So Robin Williams,
dude.
Yeah.
No, you're talking first Genie, right? Because the second movie,
Robin Williams came back for the third movie as well.
Thank God. It was the only thing that good about the third movie.
Hey, bitch on Mercedes as well.
Hey, I liked Prince of Thieves or whatever.
It was entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. It was way better than Return to Jafar.
Yeah, Return to Jafar was terrible. I also like the other voice of the Genie, which was Dan Castellaneta, who also does Homer. Yeah. So
I just didn't like the movie as a whole, so it was really hard for me to embrace the new Genie. When I struggled embracing the movie, period. But King of Thieves was far and away better than Jafar.
But yeah,
watch
Genie,
the cartoon series.
I love the cartoon series. And it's just the character, I mean, when you go to, even if you watch the play that they had at Disney forever, and now they have it traveling, it was a whole big thing with introducing Genie and what jokes was he going to say this time and stuff, because they always had him improv and things like that. So Genie is by far my favorite Disney animated character, and Robin Williams just puts him over the top in terms of that love for him. So SuperwhovianFreak, you have the next picks.
Well, since I'm the only girl on the cast, I guess I'm going to be representing the princess vote over here. But for me, it was always Belle. I was always, I was Belle growing up. I was the reader. Where's Sarah? Oh, she's in a field. I wasn't in a field. I was usually on the sidewalk reading a book. I was always getting busted in class for reading a book. I had my books taken away. My punishment was never television taken away or anything like that. It was always my books being taken away. And so I was actually informed earlier by Beth, who I don't know if she's still in the chat channel, but Beth actually was like, you're Scuttle, in my opinion. And I was like, dude. And she's like, no, I mean that in the sense of you can never remember the names of things, so you always make up your own names, and you can't sing. So I was still like, dude.
Wait. You make up things and phrases like "creams my cheese."
Yeah, like when we're playing, games, I can never remember the names of towns and stuff. So, but no, it's Belle. It's Belle.
Okay. What are we getting in the chat room?
So we've got the Incredibles family.
Incredibles.
Ken wants Mr. Incredible, but the whole family as a whole.
The whole family, the Incredibles.
And then Marley is saying Ariel. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we for Ken. Yeah, we can. Marley's all about Ariel, for sure. And then impressive enough, Marley, she actually has a happy book list, and it's done by genre. So I gotta give a shout out to that. That was very impressive. So, and then looks like Robert is going. I'm guessing that's Tarzan, but it says Terran. I don't know. Maybe Taran. I don't know.
Oh, not Dark Crystal, Black Cauldron.
Oh, there you go.
Cauldron.
Nice. Oh. Okay, I was like maybe misspelling that.
Props to you.
Right, there we go. Awesome.
Props
That was a
to
great pull, Robert. That was a great pull.
I love Black Cauldron.
I got it.
Okay,
Gurgy,
good pull.
He said when Marley Boss said Gurgy. Yeah.
So we'll take two.
Oh yeah.
From the chat. What are we getting? Ariel?
I'm like the
You gotta go with
Terran
the Incredibles family.
Yeah, he's not a majority, but we got to pull Terran. Robert actually pulled out Terran. We got to respect that.
I'd say Terran's a respectable pick in Incredibles.
Terran and Ariel, or
Let's go those two.
Yeah, you could do that.
They are both redheads.
I love
There we
Incredible.
go.
I love Incredible, but it's doing a whole family against one person.
Well, he also said Mr. Incredible, so
Okay. Well, do we want to just do the three since there are the three that chimed in? Just Mr. Incredible, Terran, and give
perfect.
people more choices.
Do it.
Yeah.
And with that, then you and Igor, Matt, can decide who wants to go first to choose your picks.
Well, I know no one's gonna pick mine, so I'll let Igor go ahead and snag his off.
I thank the man with the better beard. Well,
You're welcome.
I have to go with Maleficent, actually.
Nice.
The original, not the remade. I am sympathetic. No, I'm evil, and I'm going to kill all of
The
you.
remake isn't an animated. So it's
I'm a crazy dragon lady. Yeah, let's do that.
Mm-hmm. Same lady who played the evil stepmother in Cinderella. The same lady who bids you a fond farewell as you leave the haunted mansion. That's a recording of her voice.
Also a great character in Kingdom Hearts. So there you go. Yeah, little shout out from one of my favorite games.
And the color work and the music work and that voice. Oh my God, she gives me goosebumps in I am so terrified sort of way to this day. And I haven't seen that since I was probably 10.
And BigPapaMatt, your choice.
So you got to go with the guy who has got the best catchphrase of all. Let's get dangerous, Darkwing Duck.
Oh, nice.
Throwing it down, Darkwing Duck. Handling
I would change my pick.
business.
I would change my pick.
Flapping in the night, man. Flapping in the night.
So, flapping in the night. Yes, let's get dangerous. Phenomenal 90s intro music. Just so good, so cheese. I love it. All levels of it was great.
How did I know though that you were going to go with some form of duck?
What?
I know.
I had Jack Skellington as my backup. All right, I was afraid that Brian or Mess or even Igor might have snagged that, but since it was left on the board and Diggins wasn't here to steal it, we're going with the Darkwing deck.
So our
Champion
list as we lead into D23 next week, our list that we have is Bcon with Baymax, me with Genie, SuperwhovianFreak with Bell. The fans' votes are Mr. Incredible, Terran from Black Cauldron, and Ariel, and then Maleficent from Igor, and Darkwing Duck from BigPapaMatt. I'm surprised you didn't go with Gizmo Duck over Darkwing.
No, Darkwing all day. Come on.
Blathering Blatherskites. Yeah, that's it for our
Gizmo was
today.
his co-star.
We went a little bit long today, guys, because there was a lot of Comic-Con stuff, and we could have honestly talked another hour about Comic-Con panels. But we're going to have some links to the articles below that we kind of discussed about the Assassin's Creed Netflix panels coming to Comic-Con. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff there. As always, make sure that if you like this video, you hit that like button. Please share it with others and let them know that we do this weekly out of love and stuff. And we'd love to chat with you guys, but we love chatting with others as well. So we'd like to get a big, whole happy nerd family going. And make sure to subscribe if this is your first foray into watching one of our videos. Beyond that, I know there's a couple things that Bcon will let you know what to hit on at on the website.
Yeah, well, definitely check out Malice-Corp.com. We've got all kinds of game night videos going on right now. We've got all kinds of articles out at the moment. We've got just heads up to everybody. Amazon Prime Day is on the 11th, and y'all need to go check that out, because if you're shop online, that is the day to buy stuff online. And we would love for you to go through one of our Amazon links and go ahead and take advantage of Prime Day on the 11th. We can get all kinds of cool stuff for super cheap.
Yeah.
And you can follow me at Bcon_MaliceCorp on Twitter. There you go.
Also, no, you're fine. We do want to know. We have a question. So when we first started doing this foray and having fun with this, we put out shirts with our logo on it, and it was brand new. We were a month in, so we hadn't ever done. We haven't really gotten anybody following us or anything like that. If you guys are interested in getting a shirt that has our logo, let us know, and we can put an order together to have you guys, if you want to go order a shirt and stuff like that. It'd be greatly appreciated to get the name out there and stuff like that. And yeah, we just want to make sure that there's people that there's one of the shirts right there by BigPapaMatt. So if it's something you guys would be interested in, please leave a comment below letting us know that if that's something you guys would like. Sound off in the chat, things like that. But where can we follow? I'm going to leave you last because they always get mad at having to go after you. So, Igor, where can we follow you?
Shortest list first. Woo! Harris_Dublin on Twitch.tv, precisely whenever I'm on there. But if you want to join me for game streams, that's what I do.
Awesome. SuperwhovianFreak.
Oh, just follow me on Twitter at SuperwhovianNut. Don't follow me on Instagram, but you can. It's SuperwhovianFreak. Just be prepared for a lot of animal pictures.
Aww. Cats playing.
I'm much more entertaining on Twitter.
I don't know. Cats and the internet? I don't know.
I don't know if that makes sense.
I do have some fun pictures of cats, because the cats in my life are crazy and walk like penguins.
Yeah.
BigPapaMatt.
Instagram right now.
Yeah.
Let's get that list out. Where can we follow you?
Well, I hadn't done my breathing exercises yet. So the BigPapaMatt on MaliceCorp.com, on Twitter as well as Instagram, but the bigger stuff as well. Son of Maku on Snapchat, You know how it goes. Also on my PlayStation Network tag as well as Big Pop, our Son of Maku, SONOFMAKU, just like on the Snapchat. And then hit me up on Nerd Mosh Pit. We got a new. We just put a new episode up. Episode 7 is out. It's fantastic. It was a ton of fun. And then we got another recording coming up Monday. So hit us up, Nerd Mosh Pit on Twitter, as well as Nerd Mosh Pit on the site at malice-corp.com. Being on iTunes very soon. I'm telling you guys, we're gonna get it there before Comic-Con.
We're working on it diligently. And lastly, if you guys want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at @mest_MaliceCorp, or you can follow me on Instagram at mest5150. We will be getting photos from Comic-Con and stuff like that up onto the Instagram sites and to MaliceCorp's Instagram sites. You can also follow MaliceCorp at Instagram, Malice_Corp. But that's pretty much it for the day. If you guys please keep the conversation going, give us some comments below as you watch the videos and stuff. If you weren't here live, we do periodically check, and we do like keeping the conversation going. And links to follow all of us will be below as well. So I bid you adieu, and everybody keep nerding on.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe. Thank you.
Peace.
Stay nerdy out there.